12 Japanese firms will end business deals involving Uyghur forced labor.
Here's a summary of the article.
12 major Japanese companies have established a policy of ceasing business deals with Chinese companies found to benefit from the forced labor of the Muslim Uyghur minority in China's far western Xinjiang region, a Kyodo News investigation showed Sunday. In a report last year, the Australian Strategic Policy Institute identified over 80 global companies, directly or indirectly benefiting from the use of Uyghur workers outside Xinjiang through abusive labor transfer programs. Kyodo News recently asked 14 Japanese companies mentioned by the think tank how they plan to respond. With the exception of Panasonic Corp., which declined to comment, all companies either denied directly doing business with companies suspected of benefiting from forced labor or said they could not verify the claims against their suppliers. In terms of future policy, 12 companies responded that they would cease or consider ceasing business with business partners found to be using forced labor. Toshiba Corp., which has a license contract with a firm suspected of using forced labor, said it could not confirm the claims but has decided to terminate business with them by the end of the year. The 12 companies also include Fast Retailing Co., operator of the Uniqlo casual clothing brand, Sony Corp., and Hitachi Limited. As many foreign companies rely on self-reporting of the human rights situation by the firms themselves, they are faced with the challenge of grasping the situation beyond direct business partners. Ryohan Kikaku Co., the Muji brand goods store chain operator, was among 3 Japanese companies found to have dealings with Chinese firms, or parent companies of those firms, currently under embargo by the U.S. government.
This post received a score of 24,000, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Better later than never. Great to see these are big names too. Toshiba, Sony, Hitachi, Fast Retailing, Uniqlo.
Some people will always say it's not enough. But if a conservative nation with a history of denying atrocities can stand up and say this is wrong, surely others can too. And what's more, withdrawing business is the only thing the CCP responds to, so I applaud these businesses for putting their bottom line second.
You just saw the headline and assumed the 12 Japanese companies are cutting off ties now. They are not. This article is saying they will cut if they find evidence of it and only then they may consider cutting off.
And #X200B, pretty much no real promise but hey, we got the attitude for PR.
Lol, this is what companies and countries do. Make some murky statements for PR stunts and then continue on as usual. The reason? No one is morally superior and everyone is in it for the money. No need to get upset, just live your own life the best way you can.
There are also many people in Japan who care about Uyghur. Japanese people also know that their media is shit. Even though CCP has been bashing Japan many times, Japanese will continue to say that Uyghur exists. They hope that companies and government will not ignore their voices.
Good job, Japan. Also remember, Japan is the only country that mentioned about Hong Kong protest during last year's G7 meeting after the HK activists done massive newspapers ads around the world about their protests. Not even Trump talked about the protest to Xi Jinping as Shinzo Abe did, as most the HK protesters were hoping for. Trump cared about pretending to make deals more than he cared about Hong Kong, North Korea, Taiwan, or any human rights issues. Anyone have the article? I don't feel like making an account. You can access to the non-twisted replies from caption companies under here. If you can read Japanese or just Google Translate the replies, you will find the companies actually stated they find no evidence of forced labor and they will only end business if they actually find any. Very much different to the article claimed. Thanks very much. I do, in fact, read Japanese, and from what I understood, the company's Hitachi deals within its supply chain are not based in the Uighur region or produce parts there. They did, however, still conduct surprise inspections, check documents, did interviews with staff and management via a third party for their suppliers and found no evidence of forced labor, child labor, freedom of association, disciplinary action. I can't say how much this differs from what the article claims because I can't read the article. Sad face. Thank you again for your info.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.